Me being diagnosed with HIV, that was a very traumatic experience for me. I was sexually assaulted. Someone had put something in my drink. I went to go get tested, and that was like the end of the day or whatever. And the next day, she called me that evening and told me that she needed to see me. Women Walker opened up at 8:30 in the morning. She saw me at 8:31, November 10th, 2011. She said, "Good news, you don't have any STIs. You're not pregnant," because that was my main concern. I thought I was gonna be pregnant. Then from there, she said, "But I do have to tell you, you have HIV." I heard her, but I didn't hear her. And I just shut down. I said, "Are you sure?" She said, "Yes, I am sure. You have HIV." And I don't know what came out of me, but I told her I am going to need counseling. I'm going to need a therapist. I'm going to need whatever. Because at that time, it just wouldn't compute. It wouldn't resonate in my soul. Because the only thing that I thought about was death. When I started embracing myself at the age of 32, I started advocating for myself. Because at that time, I was homeless. I just got out of an abusive relationship. I was homeless for 5+ years. I had to fight for people to acknowledge me as a male and not a female. And when I got my name changed and I started really embracing who I was, like reliving myself, because I felt free, that the man that I felt when I was 4 years old, because I knew I was different at the age of 4. Even when I was diagnosed with HIV, I had to even advocate for myself to get in different spaces, even though it was predominantly for gay men or predominantly for trans women. I'm like, where is there space for me as a trans man? You're not going to cut me out of this. You know, you might want to put trans women in a space where MSMs are, but they're not MSMs. I was fighting for trans women without even knowing what I was doing. It's like, how you gonna call them and disrespect them as men sleeping with men when they identify as women? If anything, I'm not a gay male, but I belong there more so than they do. But that was the thing. I had to really fight for myself so I could learn how to be a better person for Achim. And as I saw that I was advocating for Achim, I was advocating for other people too and didn't even know it. When I was diagnosed, I was told that I was the only trans man who was HIV positive in the Washington, D.C. area. As years went on, I realized that I wasn't, but I think I was the only one that was documented at the time. I know ever since I came out with my diagnosis, guys have been hitting me up like in the middle of the night, 4 o'clock in the morning, asking me questions, and some of them are really in crisis when they do contact me. Trans Men Rising started out as a support group in a potluck atmosphere, and it was something that was needed for the trans men community. There wasn't any place for us to go to have a support or just have access to just have conversations. Everything was predominantly gay support groups or trans women support groups. So I just opened up my house, well, my place, and we met every 4th Sunday of the month. Everybody brought dishes, and we talked about the problems and the issues that we as trans men were having. The psychological barriers or reasons why guys don't want to go to the doctor or they don't want to get tested. I'm just gonna say it. Is because individuals, when they go to the doctor, there are still doctors who are labeling them as females. If a person is coming into your office and they say they are male or trans male, then you give them that. And it's like you have these doctors that want to tell you on how you should feel or what you should be calling something, and then you take it for that shorter period of time that you in that doctor's office, it feels like eternity. Because you have this person, not even respecting your pronouns or who you are as a person. And that's where everything is like, oh no, I don't want to go to the doctor anymore. So the trans men are not getting their pap smears like their annual pap smear, or their annual checkups. Because who wants to go through that? Living in a household, being raised as a female, I was taught that, it's better to be seen, not heard, not being able to voice your opinion when you needed to voice your opinion. And I feel as though sometimes when I go into different spaces, I am seen as that female or that little girl that I used to be, or that gets shut down by different people. Now that I have a voice, it's like they still try to shut it down. They don't want to hear what I gotta say, especially when it comes to the trans men, especially when it comes to HIV, healthcare, just access to our testosterone or whatever basics that we need. And I tell all my trans men, my trans brothers, that it's time to step up. Some people don't even know that trans men exist in different areas in the South, and compared to what is going on in the East Coast, the Washington, D.C. area, the New York area, or even here in California. They don't know. So it's up to us to start stepping up and speaking up, because that's the only way that somebody's going to know what's going on. You have to, there's an old saying, a closed mouth don't get fed. Another thing is you can't have anything trans without involving trans. What we have is a problem with cisgender individuals creating stuff like sex pamphlets and stuff like that without getting our input. And then when we look at it, we're like, this is a bunch of bullshit. You have a lot of people that's trying to, we know that right now trans people are a commodity where you can, the money maker right now, right? But if you don't have trans people involved, then it shouldn't even exist.